All right, this is the February 5th, 2019 Site Plan Review Committee meeting. Members present today are Pat Tamaco, Code Consultant, Linda Cristoforo, Building Inspector, myself, Frank Stringy, City Planner, Nick Rystrom, City Engineer, Paula Genzio, DPW Superintendent, and Mark Locke, Plumbing Inspector. First site plan we'll take up is 11 Bennington Street here. Screens are off. They just did all the electrical over here. Everything's supposed to be good. Anyway, we have 11 Bennington Street. Anybody from 11 Bennington Street? They're not here. So Joanne, you want to?
Yes, thank you.
Come on up.
Joanne McKenna, Ward 1 Councilor. I'm here to oppose the sign on 11 Bennington Street. It's a barber shop right now. I think a cease and desist order was sent to them because they didn't come up to site plan review and for the sign. So I just want to say that Beachmont, we've done a lot of improvements in Beachmont Square. We've made a beautiful park, very subtle. The Toretto's and Dunkin' Donuts have beautified in front of their businesses. We've done the islands, and then aesthetically, it's very pleasing to the eye, very subtle as you come into Beachmont after the train station. But then to the left, to the right of the station is, after Dunkin' Donuts, is this gigantic sign. It's probably about 2.5 feet wide, and it's around the whole corner. It's red, bright red with these big letters, and then it has faces of people on it. If we, as a committee, a Beachmont Improvement Committee, if we knew about this, we would have opposed it, because it doesn't bring, it just changes the aesthetics of the square.
We couldn't agree with you more. It is an illegal sign, and the building department has put a cease and desist on it, so it's just a matter of getting the
We'll deal with the enforcement counselor.
I just want to say that I don't oppose businesses. We promote businesses, but it would be nice if they came to us and we had more, and I don't care if they have a sign or not, but if it could be more subtle than this big, bright, bold sign.
Well, we have guidelines, and this sign is definitely in violation of all our guidelines, so building department will take the efforts to have it removed, and they'll come back before us for a new sign replaced.
Okay, thank you very much.
Site plan for 267 Oakwood Ave.
Yeah, Kevin Hoyle here for the two lots on 263 and 267 Oakwood Ave.
Okay,
These are the house plans. You need to open those up or no?
We don't see that. We don't need to see that. Just the site plan would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a few copies here. You want to spread them out here a little? You guys want a copy down there? We can. Two enough?
So this is 267 and 269?
263.
Oh, 263.
So it's lot 3A and lot 4A. Huh?
Kevin, before we start, I just want to make
We
mention.
did clean them up.
Yeah, I know we did.
Cleaned it up.
However, there's still a dumpster there, and
Yeah.
it appears like they're bringing outside material to that dumpster.
Right. We went to take it out the other day, and someone put like 4 mattresses up there, so
Right.
they wouldn't pick it up, so we'll get that out of there this
Okay,
week.
please.
The neighbors are adding to it.
Okay.
So this
Someone's
one is,
added to it.
Yeah,
this is 263
right,
we're looking at.
right.
What lot, what parcel number is that?
This is 267.
So there's two different, yeah,
Well, you have two separate plot plans?
yes.
Yeah.
Is that, no, this,
So right up here, which one do you
Only
have?
one? Okay, so
this is 267, yeah.
you have,
267.
And there's 263 right here.
there a 267? Another?
Yeah, right here.
Right here, so what do you have?
Yeah.
267. Who's on first? All right, how's that? And they made it out of the stick paper too, yeah.
That's a nice take on that.
This, it's a two-family?
Yeah.
Where's the parking? Oh, right here.
No garage under here, right? There is?
Yeah, right here. Looks like
Okay,
it.
there we are.
Garage
So
on
there's one space in the garage and one space
the
outside.
other side.
One, okay.
So it's like the two I just put up on Burnett.
Yeah.
Slab on grade, second floor walk-up attic. How you doing?
Who's doing this? Michael Giuliano. 11.5 here.
Does this,
Yeah.
these lots have
what's lot
stubs,
coverage?
sewer stubs?
We're on the lot. Water and sewer on the lot already.
Didn't show it.
And the gas is on too, all stubbed in.
So this is, you're tying into what's already there, you're not making any connections to the sewer or anything?
No. It's already stubbed in.
Probably.
So I probably would just ask him to make a note of that, so that there's no confusion.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Good. It's got-
Okay. All right,
So
263
Ben, you
looks
left a
good.
couple things there, like a couple pieces of curb there and stuff, but
So Kevin, after these two, how many house lots are available?
two next door to it.
There's two more.
Right.
Okay.
And we're talking about doing the binder in the fall. I mean,
Yeah,
the
so-
finished paving, yeah.
Correct.
267.
Before it gets cold.
Basically identical plans, okay.
Yeah, pretty much the same, side by side.
Same architecture?
We are gonna put a wall in the back there.
For this one?
Yeah.
I don't know how high yet, I don't know if it's 4, whatever.
Yeah, so once you design that, just make sure it comes before,
I mean,
Us
probably
and
rip
City.
wrap it, I think to put the wall is gonna be a nicer job there,
yeah.
to retain everything.
Probably, yeah, probably be a
You
lot.
think it'll be less than 4 feet?
Could be,
Okay. Easier if it is.
right.
Okay.
Because why? Because it's gotta get more structural,
No, so, once you exceed the 4 feet, then there's design requirements.
right,
If you keep it below,
right, keep it at 4 feet then, right?
I don't know if you're gonna be able to accomplish that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you might not be able to.
I don't think so, but,
He drew a plan, one of those he drew, he's got like a 3-foot wall,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Mike, but it's just on that one lot, he didn't draw it on the one next to it, so. The topo's a little higher there,
This one looks like it's a little flatter.
right, it's kinda all the same.
So you have to,
So
you
maybe we
show,
bring the 4-foot wall in enough, you just lose backyard on these lots when you bring the wall in. You know what I mean, the more you bring it away from,
there's only one deck, Kevin?
huh?
Only one deck off the back of,
Yes, yes,
63?
right, yeah.
you don't show your curb cut openings, but you show, you're gonna have a 12-foot on this side.
Right.
You can't have a driveway opening more than 20 feet wide, so.
Right. I think they're already in there, curb cuts.
Well, you show one here, and then you got a proposed one here.
We'll have to
You
open
gotta
it.
cut in two 12-foot curb cuts, according to this plan.
Yeah.
You know, why don't we let's take a quick look at the elevation.
Yeah. Pretty much the same houses.
Same thing.
There's the front.
Stubbed in.
Pretty much slab on grade. Slabs out of the ground, maybe 12 inches, walk up attic.
Is that a two-car garage?
Oh, one.
Oh, it's a one-car?
Water and sewer stubs are already in the lot, yeah. I don't see the water here, so they're 20, they have to be 10 feet apart. I don't see it marked on the plan, no. Just make a note of that on your as-built.
You want to keep those too?
I gotta keep the hard copies, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
These are uploaded on
They're
the permit.
uploaded, correct, yeah.
I just wanted,
But those were a little more legible to read, a little bigger.
you have the other one, 267?
Yeah. Basically the same plan.
Oh, same thing,
Yeah, these are pretty interesting.
same thing.
Are we good? Any other questions?
You said these are on Citizens already?
What's that?
They're uploaded to
Yes,
Citizens? Okay.
Okay.
Good with that, then. Did you apply for the building permit, or just, this is uploaded to site plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to get that done.
'Cause I don't think I saw it, so,
Yeah, it didn't come through us, it's just site plan.
just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to get that up today or tomorrow.
So you want to keep a couple, you want to keep all these?
Do you guys need those?
I have my two, I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
I'd like to keep it if that's all right.
So I'm missing just one.
Just to come over here.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Kevin.
All right, guys, thank you.
On citizen serve.
Don't forget the dumpster. Thank you.
The site plan for 134 Railroad Street. 134 Railroad. 134 Railroad Street. Gerard Squires.
Yeah. So, 134 is their mailing address, but the work's being done at 60.
Okay, I'm not sure.
At 134. But yeah, the site, it's, sir, I'm representing T-Mobile. T-Mobile is doing an upgrade to the antenna facility at 60 Railroad Street. It's gonna be done in two different projects taking place at the same time. The first project would be swapping 3 antennas and 3 remote radio heads, and adding 3 hybrid lines to the equipment to go to the antennas. The second project would be removing 2 more antennas, but replacing it with 3. So it would be a net add of 1 antenna on the structure, this metal railing structure that's up there.
Okay.
So in the past, we've filed under the Telecommunications Act, under the 6409 provision. I don't know if that's still required for this type of a small ad.
Yeah, for swap out, you're okay, but you're adding an additional antenna, so that will trigger a
The 6409.
special permit, city council.
Well, we had discussions a couple of years ago with city council, not city council.
City solicitor.
The city solicitor about falling under the Middle Class Tax Relief Act, which is part of the Telecommunications Act, that allows for a 10% add, which the whole structure is considered the antenna facility. So just adding an antenna to it, you would file under this eligible facilities request for that approval that way.
How many antennas on the building now?
There are 9,
9.
and there'll be 10.
There'll be 10.
All right, let's get clarification from him
Yeah.
on how we quantify what we're looking at and what the percentage is. Oh, we know the percentage is 10%.
The 10% is the legal percentage, yes.
Right.
And the definition of it's like a tower is a tower.
Yep, yep.
But the definition of the facility is actually the building
Okay.
where the antennas sit.
let's get clarification on that, and we can
Okay.
move forward. But I know there was a special permit that was issued originally, and there was some questions about the structural integrity of that,
I do have a
years ago.
structural analysis.
Do you? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
for the railing
Yep,
facility and everything. Yep, absolutely. We did
Great.
have to do some beefing up.
Yep.
But that would be filed when I file for the
Yep.
building permit.
Okay.
Do you have a copy of the plans?
Yep. There's two sets, so this is what the net add would be, and then this is the first.
Separate scope.
There's two separate scopes that we're hoping to execute at the same time. So that would.
All right, we'll clarify that with the city solicitor. and-
City solicitor?
Yeah, and you'll be communicating through,
Through website?
Yeah, through
Yeah.
website, correct.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay?
Any other questions?
No.
I got a question.
Sure.
So, here's my copy. If you can help me out. So you guys are claiming exempt from the Telecommunications Act. Can you provide that to me? So I have, in general, I have an issue with a lot of these facilities that are going on in buildings around the city, especially residential occupancies. So we are putting, cell communications on the roofs of these buildings as well as putting facilities that you can't access if there's an issue. So
Okay.
I want to know if you could help me provide me the legislation that provides you
Sure.
an exemption. You know, some of these locations, I don't have a problem, I do have a problem when they're showing up on residential occupancies, and we have no access.
So you can't, you're talking about not being able to get into some of the equipment rooms, that type of thing?
We've had a couple of instances where there's been issues in these and we've not been able to get in.
So are you proposing any work in the equipment room?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so this,
PG or,
All right. yeah, so you want a copy of that the act I was talking about, 64 and yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Okay. All set.
Thank you.
Site plan for 29 Flint Street. 29 Flint.
Hi, how are you? So Frank, this is a homeowner who purchased the property, but prior to him purchasing it, there was a removal permit for a dwelling that was not permitted. Now he's trying to come before us to get relief for the parking. He cannot put that unit back without the proper parking. He's showing, so this is it right here. And undersized lot as well.
So it's a legal single family?
Correct.
And
Correct. There was a
There
unit
was
prior
a
to
unit.
purchasing it, yeah, which was
and the unit
removed.
has been removed.
Yeah,
Restore the
Years
unit.
ago. And now he wanted to come before us to try to seek relief on the lot size and parking.
Check the Flint Streets in the 100-year floodplain. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah. Problem is, it's in a single-family zone. So the zoning district is single-family only, so there's really no legal
Is that single
mechanism.
family?
Yeah, to convert it to a,
Look at it, it's right in the cusp, I don't know, take a look at it, see what the zoning is? Yeah.
pretty sure it's single-family, it's on the other side of the tracks.
Is it, I don't know. I thought it was,
Yeah.
oh, it is already.
Yeah. So unfortunately, there's no legal mechanism for you to get that unit back in because it's a single-family district, and that's the maximum use allowed there, okay? All right. Site plan for 84 Jones Road. '84 Jones Road. Okay, site plan for 207 Shirley Ave.
Good morning. son of George Gillespie, who owns the Bagel and Deli. Our objective today is to, this is our current, how it looks currently. Our objective is to add an LED sign in the front of the, remove this existing one and add an LED sign. Like so.
Okay,
We also want to reface the current overhanging sign up here.
okay, all right. As long as the area of the sign doesn't exceed 15% of the face of the building, you're okay.
Okay.
So you have to measure that.
Yeah, who's your sign installer or manufacturer?
We have different companies we're looking through.
Okay, they can just quantify the size.
Okay.
If they can quantify the size and your elevation, your front elevation. So your front elevation will consist of this whole area, height times length,
High times.
okay? Yep, and you're allowed 15% of that elevation.
Okay.
Okay, once you document that, confirm the percentage, the area of the sign,
You
You're
can just
okay.
submit your building permit application online.
Okay.
okay?
Then we'd come back here,
You wouldn't have to come back here, no, you could just apply right online.
just online?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you also dealing with the Community Development Office for the
Yes,
sign
John
program?
Festa.
Okay, yeah. So the first step is to come here and make sure the sign meets our zoning compliance, which it does, which you have to prove to us.
Okay.
15% calculation, and then you can go to the next step through Community Development, okay?
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Site plan 60 for 61 Kingman Ave. 61 Kingman.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ricardo Bad. I represent Kaliman Construction. The owner of this property, they want to convert this in a two-family.
Yeah, there's some parking violations, Frank.
Okay, let's take a look. 61 Kingman. First of all, what's the lot area? Oh, it's 40 by, if it's not 4,000 square feet, you'll be able to convert to a two-family in the LD Zoom. It's not 4,000. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have an undersized lot. You need at least 4,000 square feet of an pre-existing lot, qualified lot, to convert it to a two-family. And you only have 3,700 square feet. So that knocks you off, right there, that knocks you out. You wouldn't be able to move forward with this. Also, the parking is in violation. So we'll have to issue a denial letter denying you your request to convert to a two-family,
Okay.
okay? If this is uploaded on e-permitting,
Yes.
that's where you'll get that letter.
Okay.
Whoever's email address is on that application will be sent to them, okay?
All right. What is the next procedure? I mean, if the owner want to proceed,
Well, then you could seek relief through the Zoning Board of Appeals,
okay.
yeah. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, so you look for that denial letter.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next site plan is for 352 Broadway.
This is only to change the name of the place.
This is for a new sign.
Yes, it's an existing sign, but the name is going to be replaced. Sorry.
Same dimensions, same
Same
size?
dimension, everything, only the name, Texas.
What does
Oh,
it,
this is Dr. Box Building, I think.
No, here, on Broadway.
These Dr. Box Building, Frank.
what's there now?
It's a store, but,
Is that Dr. Box Building?
I don't know.
That's why I sent them back here, because weren't they involved in the sign program? Right there, yeah. Dr. Box Building.
What's there now?
There's some sort of market.
It's not that building.
It's not, that's not it?
This one, right?
Yeah. Do you see who's going? Where's the building?
352. This is it, the market?
yeah, that one, yeah.
Is that where the market is now?
Yes, as far as I know, the block is 352, the whole building. So.
Do you have a description of the sign here?
No, because only the name is going to be changed.
You have a picture of the property there?
And this is for other buildings, so.
You have one?
No.
So you're replacing the whole sign?
Usually the name is going to be changed, you know, because everything is going to stay the same
What
Right.
material is that sign made out of?
Aluminum, Frank.
aluminum.
Yeah. So we have a signage program for Broadway, and we're getting rid of we're trying to do away with all the aluminum signs and have signs that meet our sign guidelines. So if you want to replace the sign, there's a sign program available through the Community Development Office.
Okay.
And they will give you money, a grant, to replace the sign to meet our standards. So I would suggest you do that so we can upgrade the sign. Must be the wrong hand.
Yeah, that's what it gave me for an address. I thought it was Dr. Box Building, but it must be the other building.
Sounds like it's the other one you had.
Yeah.
Restaurant, the market now. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Market now.
So you want to know which one it is?
This one.
He says
This one. Only the name. I mean, he want to replace only the name because.
Are you the sign manufacturer? You're the
No,
sign-
my friend is.
So I would suggest you go to the Community Development Office, which is up on the third floor here, and talk to John Festa.
I already talked to him and he sent me here. So.
Okay, well,
So you have the sign design?
They show
Yes,
it,
but
just- all it is is
I
like
haven't the
aluminum
picture.
with vinyl.
yeah, but that sign is not allowed, that type of sign is not allowed under the program, so they wouldn't be able to give you money for that kind of sign.
Yeah, but he said he doesn't want the money to use the sign, the approval of the sign.
Well, first thing you have to do is calculate the area of the sign and make sure it doesn't exceed 15% of the face of the building. And it looks like it may exceed that.
Yeah,
So you
because
may
this
be in
has.
violation.
Sorry, this has 4 by 12, the existing sign. Yes, yeah.
Is this part of the,
No, it's only
this
this. Yeah.
this is the unit here? Yeah, yeah. So you need to provide a calculation that shows that the sign is less than 15%.
Okay. And go back again?
Do that, come back, but meet with the Community Development Office on the type of sign.
Okay.
They're gonna go through them,
Sure,
all right?
okay.
So do that calculation, make sure it's under 15%.
Sure.
And meet with Mr. Festa. Site plan for 5 Washington Ave.
I am Eliot.
Okay. Explain what your proposal, sir, is.
So I want to do house of worship.
Oh, this is 5 Washington Ave?
Yes.
Okay, I thought this was so what is this?
House of worship.
House of
House
worship.
of worship, okay, okay. Yeah, so were you the same one that was proposing a kids' play area?
Yeah, it used to be like dog's house.
It used to be. We know what the structure is, yeah, and what the use was, but were you not proposing a kids' play area?
No.
Oh, okay, not you, okay. Someone else at the same address was looking for that. So, sir, what you're gonna have to provide to us is a layout of what the area is and how the house of worship is gonna be set up, how many pews, how many occupants, and what your parking plan is. You have to meet the parking requirements,
Okay.
okay?
So where do you have the address?
We have the address, but you have to provide to us a layout, a parking layout,
Okay.
okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so you need,
The plan shows where the parking's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah. As well as a floor plan.
Okay. So
Okay.
when you want me coming?
You can come back to site plan review.
Next Tuesday or?
Next Tuesday, yes.
Okay.
Well, we have to have those things done.
Okay. Can I write them down, please? Sorry. This is my first time, sorry.
That's okay.
for a church, it's 1 for 5.
I think it's one, yeah, I think it's 1 for 4, Frank. One for 5, Frank, yeah, 1 for 5. He's writing it down for you, sir.
No, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you so much. That's it?
That's it.
Yeah, like,
See you next, when you get all the, when you get all the paperwork, come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Any day or on it?
Oh, Tuesdays.
Thank you.
Sir?
Site plan for our parcel 2, Revere Beach Boulevard by John Gilardi.
Only John? No, that's it? Does that mean I can go too?
I think this is 21 Revere Beach Boulevard. That's the address.
This is the last one in? Oh, yeah, yeah, this is all the way down, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have an address for this. It's, what's it, 21 Revere Beach Boulevard? That's right. Yeah.
21 and 50, right?
Yeah, 50 Ocean Ave. We actually did a site plan review letter on this back in July. It expired, so you're back here before us to renew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we thought that we could go over any design changes that have occurred, since last summer. We are hoping to start site work in February, so we can talk about that afterwards. But thought we could probably start off with facades, then go into landscaping, and then site work. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, those are the remaining issues.
This is 21, this is the one on Revere Beach Boulevard. So just to give you an update on where we are, we're looking at completing construction documents probably beginning of March. So we're working through coordination. We've issued the site and foundation package, and we're just in the process of cleaning everything up and completing the documents. There really aren't a ton of changes, and I can highlight what has changed. So a lot of the major things that we talked about earlier in this past year, we still have incorporated. We still have the retail spaces on Revere Beach Boulevard. We still have the color changing on the Ocean Avenue facade. Still have the same number of units, still have the same number of parking spaces, so no changes in any of that. The building footprint and massing is all the same. The changes are really a little bit more subtle than that. Sure.
So the little retail spaces, you're still not quite sure how that's going to be set up. Maybe move that forward at all?
We have the first retail space here is an amenity space for the building, so it will be kind of chairs and other things that will.
Is that Ocean Ave side?
This is Revere Beach Boulevard.
Oh, that's the
This is
boulevard.
all the
Okay.
boulevard side,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Right. So this is this space right here. We've got a restaurant space
127.
here on the ground floor, apartments above that. The thinking right now is that we have, I think, 3 bays that are amenity space, and then the rest of the bays here are probably going with the restaurant, because it makes a lot of sense for them to connect and serve. They'll be seasonal still, but that is the idea. So
Seasonal and kind of concept oriented, so each one may have a slightly different concept, but
What-
operated by the restaurant.
What's the square footage, roughly, David? For the
I think
restaurant?
there's the restaurant
Yeah.
is about 3,500 square feet.
Including these, or not?
Not including
Okay.
these. This space right here, all inclusive, including the amenity, is about 1,000. So not a ton of space, but really trying to, we put that space there because we've got parking behind it and we really wanted to just activate the boulevard. We have amenity space over here, and I'll talk a little bit about the changes in this area.
So when you said on the far end, you said minimum spaces for the residents, no?
Oh, right.
On this elevation, I can't see that.
Yes.
So, and you said chairs, what do you mean?
Beach chairs.
Okay, so it's gonna be.
It's just kind of.
Storage or? is it-
No, it's really sort of, you reserve some, beach chairs, umbrella for the beach, and you go down there and pick it up and take it across the beach.
Okay, so a little.
It's, it's a tailgating kind of space. It'll be a little space to have tailgating, yeah.
The theme for the day.
So this has changed a little bit. Before, we talked about pop-up,
This
retail.
is the kind of pop-up retail.
Yeah.
It'll probably be run by the restaurant and changing seasonally, right? So it'll be spring through, we think that we can keep the space active spring through fall. Obviously, it's not fully tempered for winter use, and the street activity really doesn't support it at that time anyway.
So there won't be direct connection to the restaurant, but it'll be basically onto the boulevard and use those spaces.
Correct, yeah. There'll be a direct service connection only, but there's not a public connection to those spaces. It's not like it's restaurant seating for that main restaurant space.
Well,
Right.
it could be,
be.
depending on how it ends up.
Yeah, we think it's probably really kind of, whether it's ice cream or, so, yeah.
So this-
Sausages, Italian ice.
Basically, it's gonna be spec built down to the restaurant decides how it wants to
Correct.
roll its plan.
But I think as a baseline, we've always talked about these being very colorful kind of backgrounds. They'll still be that way. That's kind of a baseline design of these spaces. So even though we may not know exactly what the restaurant wants to do here, we're going to coordinate the color and the finishes, the lighting, and the storefronts to work, right?
So what we talked about before was like a pull-down
Yep,
garage door unit that's all glass and
correct. That's what we're
colorful,
showing still.
rather than accordion-style open.
Right,
door.
we've changed it a little bit. We put a transom in here because we found that the oversized doors were just getting too difficult to deal with. So they're a little bit smaller, but we still have glass all in the front.
So where there are overhead doors, basically, not term economy, but it's a garage door.
It's a garage door, yeah.
So basically, how that's gonna affect your sprinkler system is, you get a dry system, you're gonna have to.
Right.
Involve the angle.
Yeah, yep. Well, and we have the parking garage space behind, which has a dry system as well, right?
And these are small spaces. What is the average size of these spaces? How many square feet?
Yeah.
Per door?
300 to 400?
Yeah. The back wall of the space actually cants a little bit just based on trying to make the parking work and plan.
And as far as your unit count, still at 127 units, same breakdown?
127 units.
One bedroom
this building,
studios?
Same breakdown. We have not added any 2 bedrooms, just because we're really, we've maxed out the parking. We haven't lost any parking, but it's, it's tight, so.
What's the breakdown, all one bedroom?
No, it's, I think it's, yeah, you guys can remind me, it varies per building, but no.
They have it here, it's
200.
58 one-bedroom units and 15 two-bedroom units.
That's right, yeah.
58, 58?
Yeah, we
That's
haven't,
for,
because of the site plan approval, we've worked to maintain the counts that we had in the site plan approval. We haven't We haven't shifted, we haven't adjusted, we haven't moved. We moved them around in plan, but we haven't changed the numbers. You sure you don't have the 50 Ocean building? There's 127
That might
units
be
in
a
here. That
separate,
seems, that seems like
That's
that's 50.
73 units. That might be a separate site plan letter.
Yeah, that's the Ocean Avenue
Oh,
building.
127, yeah.
I combined them together.
Yeah, you did,
Yeah. Yeah, a total of 261 bedrooms for both.
Yeah, that's correct.
You don't know what's in just the building.
I thought
Well,
73.
there's 77 units, 73 units in the Ocean Ave building and 127 in the Boulevard.
Yeah, those ones you have said.
We can get you that. I mean, we have the whole program, I just don't have it memorized.
Yeah. I'm just going by my
Is that
previous
typically
letter.
part of the spec too, for the?
Yeah,
plans?
yeah, I
That's
know.
the-
When we submit our construction documents, we'll have the program in there so that all of the unit mixes and counts are clear.
So it was in the site plan review, it's 58 studios and one beds for the 20 to 50 Ocean Ave and 15 two-bedrooms. And then the larger building has 81 studio and one beds and 46 two-bedrooms.
The only outstanding issue with site plan review is the building design and material plans, which I think we have not reviewed yet, in your landscaping plan.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about those. I think the one issue, I'm going to come back to this one in a minute, but the one issue that we had some discussion about was really the wall on this facade. And we spent a lot of time looking at different options for this. What we're showing is a CMU wall with perforations in it. It's an open garage, so there's going to be some holes and openings, so that the idea is that at nighttime, that actually, you know, the light from the garage kind of spills out and it changes over the course of the day. But what we've done is we've taken the second level away. So we don't have a two-story wall there anymore. And then we've lined this edge with a planter. So, you know, you don't see it in the construction documents, but what you'll see as you're walking along Ocean Avenue is going to be green, right? So we've got these planters here. That whole edge will be planted and you won't see the cars beyond. We've taken a lot of care about the ceiling of the garage. It's going to be a drywall ceiling with, you know, organized lighting, and because we're really, you know, cautious and careful about what the pedestrian experience
So David,
is
is
down
the
there.
second, is that open?
It is open,
yeah.
yeah.
What's the flood elevation?
Flood elevation is 16, and
Where does that fall on the, I can see the numbers, probably plantings?
it falls up here at the second floor, yeah. So, so it's a good segue to talk about the other sort of significant change on Revere Beach, is that we had talked to DCR and had hoped that we could do quite a bit in the landscape out in front on Revere Beach Boulevard. And we talked to them about raising the grade so that as you come to the front door, there's not a big change in elevation there, because the sidewalk elevation is 12.5 to 13, and we need to be up around 16. So we thought we had a good path to work with them. We showed them some plans that had some steps and ramps and had coordinated landscape and a 17-foot deep sidewalk, and they rejected it and said that, no, that's for your benefit, not for the public benefit. We disagreed and tried to push on that a little bit, but ultimately did not get anywhere with that. So we had to go back and, sorry, let me look at these as well. I don't have a great perspective of it in this set, but we ended up taking the front area and we worked the ramping system into the plan. Had to push back that area a little bit, so.
So any features that were basically elevating the sidewalk to meet our first floor elevation, it had to be tightened up within the property line.
So this is the best plan to look at that. So previously, this ramping system and everything that was happening was trying to happen out in this zone. So we felt like we could raise the whole sidewalk, still keep the lower section, cut similar to what we're doing on Ocean Ave in front of 500. The difference being is on Ocean Ave, our property line is out here. On this one, the property line is right up against the building. DCR just, even though they sort of understood what we were trying to do, they didn't feel without legislation they could make the case that it was for the public benefit. So instead of trying to push that and not be sure what was going to happen, we reworked this area. All of these spaces are at the sidewalk elevation, so I will say these spaces are subject to flood, but they're pretty raw space. They're going to be CMU walls in the back. They're going to be pretty hardy materials. This space is up again, and you can see how we've made the ramping transition for this space.
And that's the restaurant space?
That's the restaurant space. Yeah.
So we put some drains in those spaces, or are we just kind of pitching back towards the sidewalk?
We're pitching those back out.
And you're reconstructing the whole frontage of the whole sidewalk, and probably you're maintaining that same curb reveal and elevation of the.
And we are adding landscape in there, and they're fine with that.
Yeah.
Just the structures and the grade changes, they couldn't get past.
Did they allow planters within the sidewalk, so you have your landscaping?
These here, and we've got some in, in this edge as well.
Okay.
We'll have some planters in that area as well.
And you have two bump outs for crosswalk.
And we have bump outs here to actually protect this.
They approved that. They're all set there.
Yeah, they did. And this is the crosswalk connection of the boardwalk.
To the, this runs right through. So you're lined up on that side too.
Right. It gets people from here and people from Surfside and Revere Beach Boulevard and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you filed a notice of intent yet for Concom?
We did.
You did?
We have the order of conditions as well.
You're all set. Now, you're tight against the sidewalk here. Are your balconies are not overhanging the sidewalk, are they?
Yes.
They are. And DCR is allowing that?
We touched it.
I mean, they've seen it. They didn't really call it out.
Okay.
So we should run that back.
How far out do they extend? 4 feet?
So they're triangular balconies, and we've got the 5-foot turning circle in those balconies so that every unit could be adapted to an accessible unit. So they're a little bit more than 5 feet, because a 5-foot square, would be that 5-foot projection, because they're triangular, because we want it to be a little bit more interesting along the street edge.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
We'll get a legal opinion on that.
I would think you should, yeah. I mean, we allow them to protrude within the front side yards. In this case, there is no front yard, so you're dealing with DCR property, so you gotta see
How
what
far
their
above the
ruling is.
sidewalk will they be, elevation-wise, in the second story?
They're actually, there are a few at the second story, so, what is that? That's,
You mean third story? Third level?
third level, yeah, the top of the second stories, top of the third level. So we don't actually have any, so this is the second level, this is the third level. We don't actually have any at that level, so they're at the top of that level. So that's about 26, 27 feet.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice design feature. We want to see it in there. We just
Right.
want to make sure it holds legal muster.
And
Balconies just in the front, nothing in the back or the sides?
just in the front, yeah.
So those are probably the two most significant changes. We can talk, Katie Cruz is here from Hancock. We can talk about the infrastructure as well if you guys are interested.
One last question. Do you expect any outdoor seating associated with this restaurant?
We do, yeah. We have a small elevated area. So this is at the same elevation as the restaurant, the 16 elevation, and we have a small area here.
Okay.
Again, we felt like that was an important part of activating the street edge.
Will you differentiate that area by any kind of awnings or any special features for the restaurant space, or just kind of?
Well, other than the fact that it's raised
Coordinated
up
with the
from,
building.
I mean, West Street actually, slopes down. So this is, I think, 3.5 feet above the sidewalk here, so it's separated already. So we've got a railing there, and we've got the space, and we imagine that the restaurant tables will have umbrellas.
page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, I think in terms of, you know, we would anticipate putting some signage there. Obviously, that was attractive. Maybe it's not an awning, but definitely signage and then lighting and, you know, outdoor lighting that would activate the, you know, the seating area here too in the front entrance.
It is the north side of the building, so it is going to be, you know, at least these areas over here are going to be shady.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I got a question. On the retail spaces at the low level, are they privately owned by, I mean, the business is private? So you're going to lease out the space. So are you going to have a bathroom in each space?
Part of the reason why we tied it with the restaurant. It's part
No,
of
I know, that's good for the one that's right next to it, but the other 3 or 4.
Well, it's sort of one big space, and we don't know exactly how the restaurant tenant is going to break those up, but you can see there's a service connection door right there. We did look at that. The elevation of the parking is up from the street to get the parking up out of the flood zone, and trying to get connections back in. There were some challenges with it. So these spaces don't have, because they're so small, they didn't have restrooms, and an employee restroom would be part of the restaurant space.
So anybody that you lease these spaces to, their bathroom facilities will be in the restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that's, you know, I'd have to check with the state. I don't know if that's the way it can be done. If it's a separate entity.
I think that's why we were anticipating that it was part of the restaurant lease. It's not a separate lease. The restaurant tenant will take those spaces. They may fit them out slightly differently so that they feel different, but it's all part of the same lease.
So the restaurant's going to basically lease the whole front of the...
Right.
Oh, okay. That's different.
The poly
So you get a
program is
custom
different.
door.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, want to go to Ocean Avenue?
So I'm maybe going to put a comment on that. You said, you know, potentially ice cream or something like that. If they decide to open those doors and they're going to be venting ice cream, I'm assuming you're going to be looking at putting power and everything into those spaces such as that.
Yeah, those spaces will have power, lighting, and minimal heat. You know, sort of unit heaters to provide shoulder season comfort. But they're really intended to be seasonal and kind of open. And the one that's an amenity for the residents, that's closest to the lobby entrance, that one will be fit out with, you know, ice maker, refrigerator, and things that the tenants would want, in addition to having just beach chairs. It's going to be an occupiable space that's attractive.
Right.
So we get 2 levels of garage, right?
Correct.
So lower level garage is in the flood zone.
Correct.
So back entrance into the garage, are you doing any kind of special flood doors or anything like that?
We're not, because we still have the same design elements here where you've got the CMU with openings. We tend not to design these things to resist flood. Yeah, we would rather have the flood pass through. The second level of the garage can handle some additional weight for, you can stack cars in there and just densify that area, similar to what we've done, right?
Want to get that?
Yeah. So again, the big change here is really how we've dealt with the base. It doesn't show up in these drawings. Obviously, these are construction drawings. These are black and white. We still have all of the color variation in the siding. We've spent a lot of time with the contractors and the subcontractors to work out how we're going to do that, and everybody's confident we can achieve that. The big change is really on the base. We've cut the upper level parking back a little bit, just so that we don't have this 2-story wall down there. We spent a lot of time looking at how that sidewalk area worked, and the 2-story CMU for that whole area was just too much.
It's a better design feature, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think you finalized without your color scheme for the exterior of the building. I think that, when it came before us, you were still...
That's fine. We can send that in, or we can come back in to talk to you about it. I think we're pretty final, and you know, we've talked about custom colors, and we have the colors selected. We've talked to the siding manufacturers about getting those custom colors and understand the cost impacts of that, and it's in the budget, and it's anticipated to be actually a pretty straightforward process.
But it's still the same concept where it's a gradient color.
The blue, you know, in the big building, it's the bluish green to the yellow. Right. So, again, I don't think there's any change. I think we had the colors and you know, we really haven't had to. We're not.
Flux there.
Yeah, we were a little worried that we would have to kind of tend towards the standard colors, but the change to do the custom is really, has not been that significant.
Yeah.
So Dave, the material on that first level, you were talking about projections like the block projecting out, is that still happening, or have you eliminated that?
Talk about seagulls making noise.
Yeah, we did not do that.
So does that indicate just holes in the wall?
Most of it is actually just two different types of CMU, but there are some holes in the wall because we did want that garage to actually have some life.
So when you say just like a pure hole right through to the garage area?
It's a CMU block that actually comes, you know, it's a 4x4 block or a block that comes with a hole in the middle of it, and that's what we'll be using.
So based on your calculations, is this enclosed garage?
No, open garage.
You got two open sides?
Yep.
And how do you provide that? How do you figure that? If you get this, you're considering this block wall with the openings in it and an open area?
This is only really on Ocean Avenue and wrapping the corners. You can see how much of it's open in the back.
Okay. So that's Ocean Avenue. The boulevard is blocked.
The boulevard is actually a closed garage when we have ventilation on that garage. Yeah. We couldn't keep it open anyway because Revere Beach Boulevard has so much, you know, we wanted that to be active. We didn't want an open garage there. So even though we have so much open on the back, well, we don't have two sides. We can't get two sides on that garage because of the lower level and because of the retail in the upper level. So we've got mechanical ventilation in the garage. Yep.
That's what I was just thinking.
Are you anticipating having valet for the restaurant? Valet parking?
It's coming.
Not at this time.
Okay. All right, let's proceed to Ocean Avenue.
This is Ocean
Oh,
Avenue.
that is Ocean Avenue.
It's hard to say, and you know,
You're talking about the other building, Frank, right?
Yeah.
This is the back.
Yeah, it's not the back building. It's the Ocean Avenue building.
Wow.
This is Ocean Avenue.
We like to call it the back building.
So we have a
So this is the back of the boulevard, correct?
No.
Ocean Avenue is here.
That's Ocean.
Ocean Avenue is here. This is the side street.
The Ocean Ave side of the.
That's the other building.
Yeah,
We went to that.
But it's a similar design, correct?
This is the Revere Beach Boulevard, the Ocean Avenue side. So this is the area where we have the changing color siding. This is primarily white with pops of color on both the decks and some insets on some of the bedroom windows.
And this is where the planter will be above.
Correct. The planter's here and the planter's here as well.
Oh, so it's on both buildings?
It's on both
buildings.
buildings,
Okay, that was my
You're treating
confusion. And what is the material on the first level? Is that open? Is the garage open on the first level in Ocean Ave on the Boulevard building?
No, well, it's the CMU wall with the perforations.
Oh, the same
but
thing.
again, we
Okay.
talked about that. It's not, it
So
can't be
this-
classified as an open garage.
So the same detail is on both buildings?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking the question, because obviously the one on the boulevard can't.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, catching down on the block walls, is this an open or not?
David, it might be helpful to show them the elevation.
The garage is open on. These guys did the calculations. so.
Yep.
Ocean
That's
Ave
what
is a
I'm-
fully open garage full
And
of
it kind
levels
of,
on
the
the,
CMU
around the
peels
backside
away
of
from the
the
column line.
railroad.
That's why you're seeing
It's
columns
like
in front.
open barrier screen.
Oh, it does.
It tapers back and creates a little bit of an overhang.
Okay. You have fencing back there though?
We do. Yeah, you can see the fencing here.
Push the meters
We'll talk about access gates.
Oh, is that what it is? Pretty good move.
Yeah, you can see here the gas meters are on the wall there, but they're pushed back.
We need to talk about that too, because we're ending up with, these buildings are ending up with way too many gas meters, way too many trees, so there has to be a central shut-off somewhere that's feeding into these meters. We can't be trying to figure that out if we have a car into these meters, something has to be some kind of remote shut-off that kills the building. So let's just make sure we're taking care of that.
We can certainly ask, we can ask Ingrid the question.
An additional valve, Paul?
Yeah, it's being done on the building right now.
So a hand valve you'd like to see?
So you
mounted
get
to
the
the
main
building?
feed, you get the main feed in this building that's coming back and going into these
Right.
various locations where these meters are already on. They're along pedestrian walkways, they're next to parking spaces, and there has to be some kind of kill remote from that location that I can kill the building. So as you're bringing your feed in, you might have to stub up and have another control valve so we can shut the building down. Yeah. We can talk about that.
If there's a gas shut off.
In the street typically.
Not on two of the buildings, you guys, that's next to the trees.
Yeah, but they're next to all the meters, though. They're at the meter house.
So we get an issue, we'll let the car park next to these and everything else.
Well, that's another issue, when cars park, you shouldn't, but for access, there has to be a shut off. It's not a normal shut off, it's just a shut off. They have to have a shut off. But that's the connection.
They've already done the two of them.
I've never seen a single shut off on main shut off.
So you're not going to have cars parked next to these?
Okay.
Because the bulk of these meters for this building are here. The sidewalk is here, and we've got, we actually, the building comes across above it, but we folded the building back in to get those off the sidewalk.
We're protected by the columns there, and we can.
We have planters along there.
So all those meters are going to be visible in the face of the building? There's not going to be?
Well, besides the fact that we have planters and we have trees along here.
We'd love to put them.
It's an ugly array of meters there. On
We
Ocean
would
Avenue
love to
side.
put them inside the garage, but Ingrid's, they won't do it.
Right.
So it's
We could
sort of the
figure
best
out
we
not
can
to have
do.
meters, we would do that too, but we don't like them any more than you do. It's just, we don't have a site where we have extra space in this one. It's all, every place on this site is public and.
Well, Paul, how did the beach house do it? They have a panel in front of the meters, I believe.
Yeah. So they got some in the back and then some on the side, but they have a kill that's coming in to feed that whole thing. Yeah. Before it goes around the building.
But the meters are out of view because they have, no, but they have a wall in front of them.
No,
Yeah,
They're visible.
they're in view.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought they put a makeshift wall.
Well, my concern here is if they're along the boulevard, you're putting plants and stuff, but you still need more than that, you need protection. So if you want to look at that further as far as looking at designing into your planters, that bridge them up somehow, you still need impact protection, so.
Well, yeah, agreed. I mean, the planters that we're putting on the parking level are gonna have impact protection as well, because they're serving as a portion of our car, that's the car barrier, and then we'll have cable rails above that.
So this is what I'm gonna say, you get the meters, so technically, if you were anywhere else, I'd tell you I want a series of bulbs, 6-inch bulbs, less than 4 feet apart, along the whole entire bank. If you're worried about that for aesthetics, give me an equivalent design.
Okay.
That will exceed that impact protection.
Yeah, I think we can do that, because I think we have that same constraint up on the parking deck. We can't have people driving through the planters and so.
Yeah, so however we can address that and address the visual impact of those meters too, with some increased screening in front of them.
I think we can get you a view straight from our Revit model, from our design model, and show you what that will look like with the landscapes planter solution.
Okay.
Did I miss anything?
Do we switch over to civil?
Yeah. So in terms of architectural design and color coordination. These are basically sister buildings that will have the same color
Yes.
coordination.
Yeah. They're same set of details front and back. It's not, you know, we're trying not to have a huge distinction between the front building and the back building. The biggest thing is we felt like treating Revere Beach Boulevard a little bit differently because of the way that the building is perceived was important,
Yeah.
so.
Katie, these finalized now, the utility plans? They were submitted to engineering already? You don't have hard copies. Do you review everything online? You don't?
If you'd like a hard copy.
At some point, once it's completely finalized, then I'll need it original. You can do it electronically.
Okay. Where's the grease trap for the restaurant?
The grease trap is inside of the building.
Okay.
I believe it's underneath the slab in the garage.
All right, it's in the garage.
Do you know how big?
The plumbing engineer designed it to be 3,000 gallons, I believe, based on the occupancy that we anticipated at the restaurant.
Got that, Mark? 3,000 gallons?
The intercept is 3,000 gallons, Mark.
No, it's gonna be engineered.
Yeah, and that's what she's saying. It's engineered on the occupant level.
Count in the restaurant. It's underneath the slab at Revere Beach Boulevard.
In the garage, like under the garage?
Yes, correct. It's here-ish.
So the restaurant,
It's actually in the
So
plumbing.
the restaurant actually has a trash room down there. They have their own separate trash room, which has access through. So there'll be hose access at that point.
So when your sanitary comes out at that end of the building?
So there are 3 sanitary connections, and the existing sewer runs right along here. So there'll be 1, 2, 3 connections for this building. And sanitary from this building also connects to the same line out here.
So this building, the garage is enclosed, right, so you have some treatment that's then going into the sewer, is that right?
Correct, the garage drains will go to the sewer. On both
Just
buildings.
one of the 3 connections, or at each one?
I think that they are combined within the building. The reason for the 3 is just that they couldn't make the slopes of the pipes work within the building. So we can definitely confirm
How big
which
is
each one's
each
better.
one of them, are they all the same size? 6
They're
inches?
each an 8-inch.
Each one of them is?
Yeah.
Okay, now, as far as telephone poles that exist, I don't know if we're going to have the problem we did up the street, but we're working with National Grid to relocate those poles on the other side of Ocean Avenue, on the westerly side. So that coordination has to include this stretch to get cranes in on Ocean Avenue for construction purposes of the building.
so we're pretty fortunate here, Frank, that the only pole in question is really this one in the corner here. And it's really only in question because of a guy wire that supports it. The cable comes across the street this way, so they're guying back this way to support that pole. So to the extent that this pole can be braced during construction, or braced permanently from this side, we're good to go, at least to start construction. But we understand that these guys down here and the city is looking at, relocating this stuff across the street. Is that right?
Yeah.
This one of the poles here. Once this comes across here, it comes down and then it crosses before it gets to the 50 Ocean building.
Oh, okay.
So it really kind of misses the 2 buildings here.
Well, you're fortunate. I thought we had poles along the stretch. Okay.
No, so we're in good shape for this
Yeah.
building, good shape for this building, except for that corner. And Liz has been in touch with Ingrid about removal of that pole, or reworking of the guy wire.
Okay.
Where's the water service on this building? 21?
It's So the water services, the water room is in this corner, so the water services will connect out to the main out
Okay.
here. Yep,
Just one location for domestic and fire?
yes, we'll have one for each building,
Right, you have 4 gates?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then while we're on the topic of water, there is an existing MWRA water main that currently runs under, really close to the property line, and we are coordinating with MWRA to move it further out into the street, so they will have better access to it in the future if they need to. And they are in favor of the idea, and we are working through permitting with them.
So that's a permanent relocation? So then is it a situation where you'll be removing that section while you're doing construction and putting it back after? So,
We're gonna do all the work up front.
Yeah.
Remove, replace, they can activate it. They're anxious to reactivate that line, and so we're gonna just do it all up front in the first month.
So there may be some old sewer service lines within the site that may have been capped in the past, but those, you'll find those when you're excavating, and they have to be capped at the main. There may be some surprises out there because there were a number of buildings here before. And I think the previous owner had capped most of them, but I'm not sure what the condition is now.
So they'll have to come out and you'll have to make a repair to the main or whatever. I don't know.
Well, if there are connections that are coming off the main here, we'll just eliminate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just eliminate them and pull them out of the ground, right?
Right.
Yeah, and not put them back.
Right.
Correct.
So what about the water and the sewer for the other building?
Yep, so sewer is coming out the middle of the building.
Just one service?
Just one. And then water services come out here, again, just one domestic and one fire protection.
4 gates there?
Yes.
Many times. Many times. Okay.
Understood.
And so that's an open garage, so you're working with drainage for that, which wouldn't go to the stormwater, correct? I mean, to the sewer?
It still would need to go to sewer, I believe under plumbing code, anything.
How's that gonna work? Just one little configuration? You have oil and water separators and things like that?
Yeah, there'll
Same-
be an
similar to
MVC
what-
trap in the garage.
And there's no restaurant or any type of space in that building, just this one?
Just residential.
There's no grease interceptor or anything like that that needs to...
Paul, how do you stand with the layout for hydrants?
I wouldn't go over that, that's the only one to finish.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. For existing hydrants, there is one, this is here. Yeah, right here. And then another over here. So those are. So I know that we haven't proposed any new hydrants just yet, but I know that we need them near our water rooms. So we'll make sure we get that on the plan.
Where is the water room?
So here and here.
So what side would you prefer, Paul? Would you prefer it on this side?
No, definitely on the building side. If I can lay into
Here.
the water room. So on
So do you
I
need,
won't say the back building. On the ocean area building, then the water room's here for 5 feet.
so do you need one per building then? Or can
The
you-
water room on this one's way.
Here.
It's in the front.
But it's access from Ocean Avenue, it's down that area right here where you can see the recharge.
Yeah.
That's down at Ocean Avenue, and then that's a retaining wall where this is up out of the flood
So
zone.
it's in the low, it's in the lower.
It's in the lower
level.
level.
So we were thinking of sort of splitting the difference here, either locating it here and splitting the difference.
Yeah, you need one on each side of the street. So the whole idea is you need a hydrant near the water room, so I'm not running the line all over the street. Yeah, leave the street open.
So we'll include it
So
with these
I would,
assemblies.
if you're looking, you put one on this side and then one over here, but basically you need one each door. Little bit spacing, get one here, one here.
Can we avoid putting it in front of Surfside? Can we put it in front of our building?
Sure.
Just makes it a little bit easier to coordinate, so would you be okay with it right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close proximity, one here, so three lines.
So this one is gonna be on the back end, on Ocean?
Yeah, because that's where, it puts in the little garage, so it's really accessible on that side area where the parking is, those two parking spots.
Okay, so here and there.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, what's the requirement? Is it every 500 feet?
Well, it's 250, but it's, you don't have, you gotta do it because the access is usually higher, so. And it's a major road, you gotta get it on the side. Curb there.
Should we talk about drainage?
Sure.
So both buildings will include subsurface systems of chambers that will collect roof runoff. On this side, it's kind of a traditional system, and over here we had to use a more compact system of chambers just because of limited space on the property. The soils on site were found to be clay and kind of peat, which is not good for infiltration, so we worked with DEP for them to approve a system that is lined, so we're not proposing infiltration, we're just proposing detention, and we are meeting the peak rates of runoff up to and including the 25-year storm.
So where do your connections from each system to this on Ocean Ave?
Yep, they both connect. We have one manhole that they both connect to that is proposed to be built over the existing drain in Ocean Avenue.
Okay. So where your properties kind of overlap, like, your property line is going to be in the middle somewhere?
Yep, so this is the overflow from this system, and this is the overflow from this one.
And that'll be a doghouse on the existing system?
Yes.
No, the system in Ocean Ave.
You guys propose any dewatering during construction?
We're hoping to do discharge on site, but I think we gotta definitely take some samples, make sure everything's clean, right?
Yeah.
Because you gotta,
They're having a problem up the street, the hotel.
yeah, I've heard about it, yeah.
So the hotel is building a below-grade garage.
Which was totally, we told them, we warned them in the beginning.
Well below the water table.
Yeah.
Right here, we think that the footings, most
just
of them will be
above.
okay, but the core areas may be in the water table. So we'll need some limited dewatering for cores, and we think we can manage that on site.
Okay, good.
Which was just the elevator pits.
Right.
Yeah.
Stair elevators, yeah.
What are you doing with the elevator pits?
We were just saying that those foundations are a little deeper here, and maybe in the water table.
Yeah.
So we should be able to dewater those on site. It would be pretty limited.
So we don't, who's involved with the elevators? We don't have any kind of elevator kill for sump flooding or anything like that, right? So if it's not that beyond the code, it's not required, and it's basically, we use the elevators, so you can't have a kill to fix this stuff. Make sure that's not shown.
So I'm assuming over here too, we'll probably use an elevator sump pit and a pump because it's below the water line, I think.
Waterproof.
I guess. Yeah.
Oh, it's hydraulic pressure, that's what comes it up. Exactly.
Okay, anything else? Any other questions? You,
This is uploaded now already?
I'm sorry?
It's been uploaded?
It is,
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Is the stormwater analysis also there?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
do you have a separate landscaping plan that's been finalized, or are you still working on that?
It's also uploaded, but it's not stamped,
Okay.
because we're still working on it. Yeah.
All right. So you have trees on Ocean Avenue and the boulevard frontages of the building.
We have a large planting area on Ocean Avenue in front of 50 Ocean.
Right, plaza area
So
there.
planters here, there's a little plaza area here with some trees. We have the planters along Riviera Beach Boulevard,
Mhm.
as well as a little bit of screening for the transformers here. And then planters here.
Where did we finalize a location for that crosswalk on Ocean Avenue? I remember there was an issue with the people living in this building. They have to park over here. You were working with the abutter.
We did discuss with actually both buildings, and this is where they ultimately preferred to have it
Okay,
moved.
so we have two.
So we have two
All right.
proposed on Ocean Avenue.
All right.
All right, so these are uploaded, are they uploaded for reference only, or are they stamps that it's uploaded?
So the civil, the structural, I think there's one more that's
Yeah, the
stamped.
under slab utility plans.
Those are all stamped for construction.
Okay. So do you mind, where are we with filing this?
We're probably waiting for construction documents to be issued at the end of the month.
But we
That's
are
the
revising
timeline.
the spec. You mean?
Yeah,
you
you
mean-
want to have a, sit down and kind of make the building, around spring?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great.
Kick me, you know, and
Yeah.
get a date.
I'd like to be part of that too.
So we've essentially submitted what we believe to be enough information to start site work. And the site scope would essentially be, site prep work, demolition, getting rid of the pavement and the fencing and elements that are there today. The MWRA water line, which is kind of critical path to doing the rest of the work. All of the utility connections in the roadway, as well as the geopiers, which underlie the footings. We think that there's also enough information in the set to release the footings as well. But we're working on our side to really refine tweak the design a little bit. We may supplement that application there, but it was our hope to be in a position in the next month or so here, really hopefully February, to start work, if possible.
How thick is the feet in the back building?
I don't recall exactly. It's pretty deep.
There's a significant amount that you actually put on.
Sorry?
Is there a significant amount of that material that you guys actually put on?
Not the organics. The geopiers will go through the organics and bear on something more suitable below them, which is my understanding, yeah. But I think that we are doing a limited export of some material that will be MCP regulated. Yeah.
It was a small area.
500 cubic yards or less, something like that.
As far as light posts in front of the buildings, DCR approve your
So
plan?
they're currently reviewing.
Yeah.
Anything related to the landscape, it's under review because we made those changes.
Yeah.
But we are proposing street lights consistent with the ones that we proposed at 500 Ocean, so the
Yeah.
same Ocean Ave.
And they'll be within the DCR right away?
For Ocean Avenue, yeah, so we probably have to put the Riviera Beach Boulevard lights, like on the boulevard.
Mhm. Yeah, no.
They're not going to
No.
let us do that once we like.
Yeah. So it's a different standard, David? You're saying this
Yeah,
standard
it's
is
more
DCR
historical.
standard?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the little,
Yeah, what you see in the upper end, northern end of the beach. Okay, so there shouldn't be much change in the site plan review letter. It was already issued. I'll try to get that marked up and updated and uploaded for you guys as soon as I can.
Thank you.
great.
And start your review process with the fire department and engineering as soon as possible if you want to see this thing get started in February.
And Benny and Pat, does it make sense to come in and have a sit down with you guys
Yeah,
as well?
absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Relative to site improvements, we can kind of coordinate that. If you're not looking for a full building permit, we can just deal with site site improvements or foundation, we can try to segregate that from the main permit.
But it would be good if we just did a
Yep.
walkthrough of all the
Yep.
architecturals in advance of you
Yep,
guys getting
absolutely,
this
yep.
set of documents
Yep.
this big.
We can absolutely do that. So just through email, Liz, we can
Okay.
coordinate that.
And Nick, do you think that we should set up a time with you as well?
We can do that. Check just your citizens that I'm looking at, and I'll see what you want.
So we have the site plan review applications and the building permit application.
I have to look into the office, when I search it, so no records, so just check it, make sure it's.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can set up time for you to go over all of them. I think it should be pretty straightforward.
I'd like to maintain hot copies of what you have. If I can take a couple of these for both sites, the engineering plan and the architectural plan.
Yeah, you can keep the whole thing if you like.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Is that both buildings here in this file?
So you gotta be
Leave it. Just take it upstairs.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
You had those ready. You had those ready.
okay. Everybody satisfied? Okay.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Come on.
Appreciate it.
What's that? Hey.
No more questions today? What's going on?
I always ask everything. I know what I'm asked, right? I just take orders, as you know. Which, we're pretty close on everything that we gotta catch up on. Let's get to it, so, I'll reach out to you this weekend.
They got a variance for parking.
660. 660 Ocean Ave?
How we doing?
How are you?
Good. I had submitted plans back in July.
Yep.
It was,
So you received the variance, you removed from parking. It's not, it's kind of unclear where the parking area that you're kind of taking out. Can we take a quick look
Since
at that?
they've revised the plans, I've got
They
an
have.
amended set.
Okay, can you upload that? I think we're gonna have to
Sure.
review that. That's probably the smartest move, is to upload the drawings, we could take a look
Okay.
at it.
Okay.
Because there's some, so Frank, they eliminated, I think, 35 spots through a
Right.
variance.
Yeah.
And they're adding some additional leasing space. Leasing.
Moving it from the third floor to the first floor now in the
Yeah.
parking garage.
Yeah, so has your architect analyzed that now? Are you in the floodplain? On the flood-resistant construction end, you're gonna have to look at that.
Okay.
All right, and I don't know if the notice of intent or the certificate of compliance has to be amended. Yeah, that's something that your architect, I suggest that they analyze that, okay?
Okay. They were issued a variance on
Yeah, they were issued a variance for the parking.
Okay.
And we'll have to look at that, but upload it, we'll have a plan review, take a look at it.
Okay.
And I did put you on the route, actually.
Yeah, I know.
So our impression of that first permit that we issued was that there was just interior renovations and exterior renovations.
Right.
Now this kind of reared its head. So why don't you just submit those
Okay.
full set? Is that full set?
Yes, it is.
The revised one?
Yes.
It is, so it's uploaded?
I haven't uploaded it
Yeah,
yet. I
can you
want to know
upload
what the
that?
best way was to go about this.
Let's upload that and we can take a look at it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, then.
All right, and then we'll comment on that.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Frank, Paul, they did, the first set did show it, and I put you on. I added you to a review that was already complete, so I don't know if you got it or not, but if you haven't got it, let me know, yeah. Okay.
So let me get this
We
straight.
on for today still?
They're relocating the leasing office to
So
the
they're really-
garage level?
Correct.
the
Exactly
garage?
where, I don't know, Frank. I'm not quite sure where.
It must be
I don't
in
know if
front of
it's
the
a-
building.
Okay,
then.
I'll upload these.
It's hard for
Yeah,
me to
that's fine.
define.
I just-
To be honest
I'm
with you,
out there anyway, so.
I can't tell
Okay,
from
you want
this,
them to-
what they
I-
say.
spread them out and show us?
So have those guys contact you?
Submit them online, we'll look at them online. We may have to have another meeting.
All right.
Thanks.
All right? Especially with the Conservation Commissioner.
61 Gage,
I think this gentleman's come, he's come a couple times, and he wanted to build, I think, two separate buildings, two separate two-families, but now he's proposing, we suggested that he propose one two-family, so I think he's raising a structure and submitting a new layout. Can we have your site plan, please?
okay. So you're now demolishing the existing structure and reconstructing?
That's what I understand. So they submitted a,
Okay.
yeah, I think he wanted to subdivide it.
No, it doesn't show that.
No, no, he actually abandoned that plan.
I was applying to split.
So then now they want two families.
You guys, you refused, so the only thing you allow me two family.
Two families.
That's correct.
Or duplicate,
Yeah.
or up and down, whatever
Yeah.
I want.
Yep,
I did
yep.
duplicate this.
Yep.
So you raising the existing structure with demolishing it?
Demolish.
And you're going to reconstruct the whole new
Yes.
structure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They never came back.
Not within the same footprint? You're going to, new foundation?
Everything new foundation,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a certified plot plan showing where that foundation is?
Is this it? What's that?
No, this is the original.
This is the existing. Existing.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. So do you have the,
Let me see.
is the site plan in here? Yeah, is the site plan in here though?
Must be. That's existing.
Hold on, I don't think it's here. It looks like all architectural. That's it right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, this is existing?
No, this is the existing.
That shows the existing.
You
All right,
guys,
so you're gonna have to
you're
show us
asking me,
proposed.
you're asking me to do
We need a plot plan showing your proposed foundation, where you're,
the new one?
the new one, yeah.
I was here with the architecture before, and the plotting guy, he was here when he made it, just only, you want to demolish it, you just
No,
bring
but we need
the
to,
blueprint.
You have to provide to us what you're proposing, sir. You have to meet the dimensional requirements. We have no idea what you're proposing. We understand that we have the architecturals, but we don't know what you're proposing. I didn't see it. Well, you need a survey.
Yeah, where's the building gonna be, where the offsets?
This is a duplex.
No,
Two. Yeah. Well, they can't do that unless they're offset now.
Right there. They all start to meet.
These are all architectural.
Get that ordinance section, Frank.
Yeah, so if you're building a duplex side by side,
Correct.
each unit has to be offset at least 5 feet.
Need that.
Well-
That's what it's gonna be.
Well, this is a certified plot plan. This is what you have to provide us. The location of the foundation, and the setback, side, front, rear, okay? And showing your parking.
And the utility work. So you plan to try to reuse what's there, what's the...
You're gonna have to change your architectural,
Why?
because we don't allow, the only way we allow a duplex is if each unit is offset.
Meaning from the front?
Yeah.
Curb, okay.
So, right. So it's gonna be something like this. You know, we have a door here and a door here. So there's 5 feet in between each unit. So this is a little offset of at least 5 feet. You have the room to do it. You have the room to pull it in. You can slide it.
It seems like you can meet that requirement.
Right.
Let's
You have a
look at-
potty wall here, you just slide that potty
I
wall,
don't even know.
first floor.
Yeah, no, it shows it as one, hold on, maybe,
What is,
there's a door here and a door here. The garage, no, they have it.
Could be. There's the garage
They have
here
it.
for
Okay.
one unit.
They have it.
All right,
That meets the elevation.
all right, as long as these are offset.
Yep, you have it. Okay, so the only thing you're missing is the site plan.
Yeah.
Proposed location of the house. It's got to meet the setbacks, which is 20 in the front, 30 in the rear, 10 on both sides. Okay? Looks like you have the parking, which is because you have a garage, so you need a minimum 20 feet setback, so you can have one parking in front of the garage and one inside the garage. 30% lot coverage. The dimensional regulations are online, so your surveyor can take a look at it.
You have to show utilities and grading.
Yeah, on your site plan.
Okay. So come back to us when you have that, and we can proceed.
And we can issue your site plan review letter.
We have to go back to
Yeah,
him.
I can do that
We have to do it
anytime.
again.
Facade.
So whoever gave you the proposed
These are
one.
good, but Facade, who drew up the plot plan.
Correct.
Has to draw up a proposed one of the new building.
Yep.
You can give him the footprint that's here and show it on the plan. So you have setbacks and utilities that go with it and all that.
Okay.
There's site plan requirements on our website too.
Okay.
All right, we meet every Tuesday, so come back to us as soon as you have that.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes the Site Plan Review Committee meeting for February 5th, 2019.